Hello, everyone. My name is Caroline Kavanaugh, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for rePave. Today, my teammates, Catherine, Eugene, Nina, Jihong, and I will be pitching our venture rePave, which utilizes self-healing asphalt technology to build roads with double the lifespan, lower costs, and a reduced environmental impact when compared to traditional roads. Before we dive into content, here's a brief overview of what we'll be going over in this presentation. First, I'll be introducing rePave. Then we'll give you a brief technological overview, go into some industry trends, service offering, our target customers and suppliers, our timeline to launch, our financials, and finally, our team. Okay, I want you to imagine you're driving on a damaged road, like the one you see on your screen. You either hit the potholes and potentially damage your car, or you have to treat the road like an obstacle course. You make it onto the highway and sit in traffic due to ongoing road construction as you're used to doing every day. To you and millions of Americans, these hassles are a part of everyday life. However, it's not only about the daily hassle. Damaged roads are fundamentally unsafe. In fact, 50% of fatal auto accidents involve poorly maintained roads, and 42,000 deaths per year are caused by problems in the roads. This is obviously a huge issue when road travel is a key component of our everyday lives. In fact, we have 240 million registered vehicles in the US, traveling more than 2.9 trillion miles of road each year. It's estimated that $3 billion is the cost to US drivers due to pothole damages to their vehicles. Suffice it to say that current road conditions in the US are inadequate. Take our two largest cities, for example. In Los Angeles, 64% of the roads are ranked as poor condition. In New York City, this number is 50%. In a rePave consumer interview, 60% of respondents were unsatisfied with the road conditions near where they lived. At rePave, our mission is to deliver high-quality, long-lasting, environmentally friendly roads to local and state governments through our self-healing road technology. So hopefully we can help transform roads like the one on the left to roads like the one on the right. rePave transforms the road and highway construction industry. How the industry currently operates is local and state municipalities put out a bid for a road construction job. These are short-term contracts usually. Then once the road is paved, the government municipality will wait until there's a problem with the road to hire a new contractor to come fix it. It takes time, energy, and money to find a new contractor each time a pothole needs to be fixed. So oftentimes, work will not get done until the situation is bad. This setup leads to more road closures, shorter lifespan, and unsafe conditions, which has led to a trend in government seeking long-term contracts. With rePave, we're able to prevent these cracks and potholes from forming in the first place and maintain roads for a longer period of time by taking long-term maintenance contracts. rePave is a government contractor who takes contracts and is fully responsible for road maintenance by getting equipment and hiring employees to repave and maintain roads for up to 20-year-long contracts. I'll now pass it off to Catherine to go into more details of how rePave's self-healing technology works.
Thank you, Caroline. So standard roads are currently paved with asphalt as their main ingredient, as it already has some naturally self-healing properties. For example, under a very hot sun, it becomes slightly viscous and will expand to naturally seal micro cracks. Self-healing road technology takes this concept a step further by introducing steel fibers into the asphalt mixture. The road is then repaved with this mixture, and when the road becomes damaged from natural wear and tear, an induction machine, which is essentially a device using magnetic induction technology and mounted on a truck, can be driven over the road, heating up the steel fibers. This amplifies the natural properties of the asphalt by increasing the heat even more and melting the asphalt, which will allow it to reshape over even large cracks and potholes. As you can see in the picture, this process can be completed in just 3 hours. For the long-term maintenance portion of our contracts, we will run the induction machine over our roads every 4 years to keep them in good condition. Additionally, all of these properties make self-healing roads far superior to standard roads. First, the easy repairs and steel fiber reinforcement make these types of roads last up to 2 times longer than traditional road paving methods. Second, since our self-healing roads only have to be paved once in the same amount of time that a normal road has to be completely repaved twice, they are significantly cheaper, even with the additional cost of the steel fibers. The cost of routine road maintenance is also much cheaper. Third, the process of just driving an induction machine over the road to repair means that maintenance is also a lot quicker, with just 4 to 5 hours for our self-healing roads compared to 3 to 6 days for traditional pothole repairs. This means that there will be fewer road blockages and less traffic due to road construction as well. All of these benefits place rePave at a strong competitive advantage in the very lucrative highway and road construction industry. Road and transportation infrastructure is a huge part of U.S. spending, with an industry revenue of $98.9 billion in 2020. This figure is only predicted to grow as years of underspending and rapidly deteriorating roads have necessitated a major overhaul of U.S. road infrastructure. Current projections estimate that an annual growth rate of 2.5% a year until 2025 for this industry. As a crucial part of daily life and the economy, governments will continue to spend on roads over many years, meaning that rePave is well positioned in a very large and growing market. Additionally, the market is highly fragmented, meaning there is no one major competitor. Collectively, the three largest companies currently hold less than 5% of the total market share, making it much easier for rePave to enter the industry as a new company without having to compete with an established company with already complete market dominance. Now Eugene is going to talk a little bit more about rePave's initial plans to obtain contracts.
Thank you, Catherine. So to bring this technology into the market, rePave will become a government contractor that will build these self-healing roads. We are focusing on public roads because 66% of the market is in the public sector. So these are local or state-administered road network. This means that the Department of Transportation for each state will be our main customer. So we will be able to directly serve them by participating in the public bidding process. We believe that our self-healing asphalt technology will allow us to win long-term road construction projects with a much lower total cost of ownership for the government. Currently, there is a trend for the government that they take in design, build, operate, maintain contracts, which are long-term contracts because it is very hassle and inconvenient for them to have multiple contractors to build and maintain the roads. So they are seeking companies that will be able to build the roads and maintain them for the whole duration of its own lifetime. And the procurement process for such a contract is as follows. First, the government will determine new needs for the roads, which is done through regular public hearings. Second, the government will decide on a project. Then, the government will put up tender documents outlining the specification that they need for the roads. Then, the private company like ours will finally bid on these projects, and the government will award this project to the most competitive bid. Since our company is the only company in the US so far that has this self-healing asphalt technology, we believe that we will be able to win many of these long-term contracts. Our first customer that we're going to serve is Utah's Department of Transportation. We decided on this state for three main reasons. First, Utah has a large budget and road network. Second, they have a history of prior innovation. This means that they are more willing to adopt new innovation like our technology into their public roads. Finally, they are also very open to public-private partnership, which is a kind of relationship that exists between the public and private sector that exists for much longer period. So based on our contacts and this industry, we believe that Utah will be our best first state. To deliver the highest quality possible for our projects, we are going to outsource our asphalt mixture and induction machine from industry-leading suppliers. We are getting our asphalt from Morgan Asphalt, which is headquartered in Utah. Our steel wool will come from International Steel Wool Corporation, which is an industry-leading supplier of steel wool here in the United States. And finally, the induction machine will come from a company called Epion, which is based in Netherlands. So to give a complete picture of rePave's operations process, after winning a contract from the government, we will first obtain our raw materials from our suppliers such as Morgan Asphalt and ISW Corporation. And then we will ask ISW Corporation to deliver the steel wool to Morgan Asphalt to create our unique asphalt mixture. Afterwards, Morgan Asphalt will deliver this mixture to our site project, and then our own employees or rePave's pavers will finally pave the roads. And then eventually, as needed or every 4 years, we are going to run our induction machine over the roads in order to prevent cracks from happening. And now to talk about our timeline to launch and our financials, I'm going to hand it over to Jihan.
Thank you, Eugene. So here's our timeline. We have next 5 years plan ahead. The 2021, we will finalize equipment leasing and buy the asphalt from Morgan Asphalt. By 2022, we will try to get our first deal from Utah Department of Transportation. As Eugene said, it's a very open to new technology state. And by 2023, we will have 4 more contracts from that based on our first contract outcome. And for 2024 and 2025, sorry, these are the 2 most important years for us. We want to expand our teams, and also we want to expand to new cities, such as cities in Indiana. Indiana is also another state which is very open to new technology for the road. Also, we will start renting the induction machine from IPN and start doing the road maintenance for the roads from previous projects. And by 2026, we will develop our own induction technology, and we will invest in the R&D. And also we will prepare to launch our IPO. And next is our contract. How the contract is made of. Our contract, we charge 11.9 million per contract, and based on our research, the average contract is 7 miles. Currently, the contractor right now are charging 8.75, and we are charging 30% more because we are mixing the asphalt with steel wool. But in long term, the road is going to have double lifespan, so the government can save 70% in the long term. And next is the cost versus revenue. As you can see, for 2022, we only have 1 contract, so we will only make $11.9 million, and the cost is close to 65%, which is $75 million. And as year goes by, we have more contracts, we can make more revenue, and the cost increases as well. By 2026, the cost will be close to $250 million. But as you can see, our revenue is $416 million, is close to $500 million. So we can see our company is growing at a good pace. And next, Nina will talk about our funding plan and our team.
Thank you, Jihan. So as Jihan mentioned, rePave will be generating almost $500 million in revenue by year 2026, and we will achieve break even by 2022. To get us started, we're going to receive initial funding via 2 sources. First, it's going to be the Small Business and Research Grant, or the SBIR grant. And second, we are asking for a $5 million initial investment in 2021. Furthermore, we evaluate rePave to be worth $1.84 billion by 2026. This was done using a price-to-earnings ratio of 20, derived from our comparable companies, Granite Construction and Sterling Construction, and multiplied by our estimated earnings in 2026, which is $92 million. Finally, we will be launching an IPO by 2026 to provide exit opportunities for our investors and to raise funds to expand our outreach to new cities and to start the R&D development on the technology. rePave is run by a highly talented team of students. Here we have Catherine at the CEO, followed by Caroline, the CMO, Eugene at the COO, Jihong at the CTO, and finally myself at the CFO. All of us have had experience within our roles and have held leadership positions in the past. As we expand our teams over the years, we plan on hiring more people, including a market research experts to guide us on where to get our next contracts, project managers who will be overseeing every contract, R&D scientists who will be further developing the technology on the induction machines, and finally, we will be expanding our marketing team to obtain more contracts. Furthermore, rePave will be getting support and advice from experts in the road construction industry. Our board of directors will provide guidance on business development and expansion. Our board of directors would include Catherine and Caroline from rePave, along with Tom Morgan, who is the CEO of Morgan Asphalt. We will also have a board of advisors who will provide insights into the industry and the technology. Here, we have Eric Slagan, who invented the self-healing asphalt technology we are using, Charles Duss, who is the Senior Vice President at AECOM, which is a reputable consulting firm within the road construction industry. And finally, we have Charlotte Braceras, who is the Executive Director at Utah's Department of Transportation, who will help guide us on getting contracts from the government. With $5 million in initial funding, we can achieve break even by 2022 and earn $500 million in 2026. At rePave, our mission is to deliver high-quality, long-lasting, environmentally friendly roads to local and state governments through our self-healing road technology. We all experience the pain of driving through roads full of potholes and cracks, and we hope that you would join on our mission to build better roads for America's future. Thank you, and now we will take any questions you may have.